not used to, to speak English, so I will do my best to help you with your requests. So thank you so much for your interest for Arthur Rimbaud, the French poet. And also first welcome in our library. So I am Benedict, and I will help you to find books about Arthur Rimbaud for your, you said you were writing a memoir, yes, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So I have made a selection of different books about the author, because Arthur Rimbaud was born in our city, Charleville-Mézières. So we have a lot of books about him. So first, as we are in library, even if I'm here to help you at my office, I must ask you to be not to talk not to talk louder. Sorry, because the reading room is not far from here. It's just near my office, and so this is why I want to. I try not to talk too loud. So can you just remind me your name, please? Yes, and so you are English or American? Okay. Okay, and so you are writing a memoir? Okay. Yeah, I can lend you some books for a period of 4 weeks, and so there is no problem with that. So I'm going to show you what is important to know about this author. So first, of course, we have a very interesting collection, which is La Pléiade, and you will find all the poems written by Arthur Rimbaud. This is a very nice book, and I must ask you to take care of these books, because it is a very nice book. So of course it is written in French, but you said that you had you could read in French, so I recommend you to read this in French. This is all the poems. As you can see, it's not so big, because as you know, Arthur Rimbaud has stopped to write poetry when he was before his 20s. So this is much incredible, and he traveled a lot in Ethiopia. I don't know if we say that in French. We said Abyssinie, and I think it's now called Ethiopia. But when he was very young, he wrote classic poetry before walking like as he was fleeing something. And then he lived for 10 years in Africa. It was quite incredible because we were in the 19th century. And he lived there alone, and he was selling arms. I don't know if we say that. Guns. Yes. It was quite incredible, and he never knew that he was famous for his poetry. And he was not interested in that, and no more. He was no more interested in that. And he died at 37. Yeah. He came back in Marseille, and he died there because he had a problem with his legs. We say a gangrene in French. And I can recommend you this. This is Rimbaud par lui-même, de Yves Bonnefoy. This is a very documented book. This is important for you to read this. I also have these books, and I recommend you this. These books is also very interesting. What is important for you is to read his letters. As you can see in this, there are 4 parts in this book, and there are some letters from Africa, from Europe. And when he was younger, he used to write to his teacher, Georges Rimbaud, and it's interesting to understand him. You can see he had very nice writing. And what I can suggest you is to write his poems and his writings. You will understand. You will more understand who he was. And he's a very mysterious poet because he was a young poet, and his life was incredible because, as I said, he traveled a lot, and he was born in Charleville. It's in the Ardennes. It's in les Ardennes. I mean, it's a region in France. It's not so far from Paris. And he hated so much Charleville-Mézières. He said it was le trou du cul du monde. I would translate this with it was the asshole of the world. But he always came back in this town in Charleville. But was also very, he traveled a lot, and we don't know much. We don't know a lot of things about his. He spent 10 years in Africa, but we don't know really. We know that he walked 100 kilometers per day in the desert, but and that he was selling guns to Africa, but we don't know very much about this. And then this book, Passion Rimbaud. I suggest you to read this was a story with Paul Verlaine, but I think he wanted to experience it. It's a very interesting man, and I understand that you are interested in him. So I suggest you to understand and to visit his home, in Charleville-Mézières. So there is a museum. I can show you. We have this little leaflet, and this is very. You never went. Yeah, it's not just here. Yeah, if you want to go, there is a museum with personal things that he had, and there is also his home when he was a teenager, which is just in the same street. And if you want, there is also his tomb. It's in Charleville, also in Charleville-Mézières. So, but this is a very nice region in Les Ardennes. I suggest you to visit this. This is in France. Yeah, so I hope that these books, I'm sorry, I'm also passionate with his life, so even if my English is not as good as I would like it to be, I had some little things to say, sorry, but you, yeah, so, when do you think you will come back, just, okay, yeah, I can suggest you to meet people, who are interested in Arthur Rimbaud, and they can tell you other things. If you want, we can read a poem together. You want me to read it in French? Yeah, I'm quite a little bit. I'm a little bit shy, but there are small poems that I like. So if you want, I read this in French. I'm quite embarrassed, but this is for Arthur Rimbaud. So I will try to not to talk too loud. So this is a poem entitled Sensation. Sensation. Par les soirs bleus d'été, j'irai dans les sentiers, picoté par les blés, fouler l'herbe menue. Rêveur, j'en sentirai la fraîcheur à mes pieds. Je laisserai le vent baigner ma tête nue. Je ne parlerai pas, je ne penserai rien, mais l'amour infini me montera dans l'âme, et j'irai loin, bien loin, comme un bohémien, par la nature, heureux comme une femme. Mars 1870. Yeah. This is a very interesting, a very nice poem. It is about a woman, and he wrote it when he was hardly 16, so he was like a fancy, I can imagine. Yeah. So yeah, I was very happy to meet someone who is interested in Arthur Rimbaud. And I'm sorry, but I have just another meeting just after. It's not about Arthur Rimbaud, but so this is a book for you. just here for you. Okay, so I wish you interesting reading, and I am happy to meet you. So feel free to call me if you need anything. So bye bye. Bye. Au revoir.